They've took the mickey out of my head torch. I thought my head torch was a very good idea. Really do question one's career. Seems very appropriate for horsewomen.
How do you think they get to work?
So, Henry's doing a cracking job. Got 2 more fields left in Lincolnshire to do. He's just finished this one. Freddie's here with the seed. I got my brolly just in case it rains, but it's not a bad day today. Looks good weather, so we're doing okay. So he's just going to tidy up the headland of the entrance just in there, just pull that out for us. And it's a bit rammed where the gateways are, so he's just pulling them out, getting just back into this one here, pull this out, and then go down to the last 2 fields. So doing well. And then it's one big field down in Cambridge, got to drill beans, and that's the beans done. Then we'll convert that drill to wheat. So it's 17th of October today, and quite wet start this morning in Cambridge and here. Glyn stayed up last night, and then he's actually on the wet weather drill, and Sandy's now got the Serto going. Going to go find Graham, who's actually just tidying up where the bean drill's gone, where it's a bit slotted, just to close that up. And Kieran's finished spraying up here, so he's now back to Cambridge. So it's started to feel like things are starting to come together. Once, you know, we start dispersing people in the sense that coming away from here and getting back down to Cambridge, it suddenly feels like we've conquered something, because that means we're getting this farm into a corner. Then we'll get on with the wheat back in Cambridge. I mean, just to put it into perspective, we've got 1,700 hectares of wheat at 10 tonne a hectare at 250 pounds a hectare. Sorry, 250 pounds a tonne, because it's milling wheat. That's 4.25 million pounds. That is the gross of what the income is, just on a modest 10 tonne a hectare. So that's why we're a little bit panicked and concerned about the not getting the wheat in the ground. Just to put it in perspective, that is a real life problem for this business if we do not get this wheat in. Hence why there's so much dedication in trying to do this. Don't even want to think about if we don't get the wheat in, because the knock-on effects of that are devastating. 4.25 million. They've took the mickey out of my head torch. I thought my head torch was a very good idea. See, even the head torch responds to let me know that somebody woke is near me. That's you, Tom, not Sandy. Isn't that right, Sandy?
Yeah. Now he's got his new lady friend, he's got to be behaved.
Have you noticed, Sandy, that when he first appeared on the job, he turned up with his white trainers?
Yeah, I know.
And his socks, white socks, ready as if he's ready to play tennis. And now he's got his farm boots on, farm jeans, gilet.
I know. He changed then.
Convert him to farming. And he's now picking up women, so what does that tell you? Couldn't get them when he was wandering around in his plimsolls.
And he had his white trainers on.
Yeah, he's now fashionable. Because I went into the barber shop yesterday, and it turned out that we're now in fashion, we're now in vogue.
Are we?
Yeah, farmers are now in vogue. Everybody wants to dress like a farmer. Won't last long though, will it? This happened twice in my career. So it'll go away, then it'll come back in 20 years. It's drilling nicely everywhere else by the wheels, even though the wheels looks like it's okay, but time the wheels of the Serto run on it, the front wheels, it's packed it down and it makes it slotty where the drill runs. If those wheels weren't there on the Serto here, I don't think you'd have a problem.
What the front, the packer wheels?
Yeah, because look, you would drill through that.
Yeah, I would, but the only problem is I need the packer wheels on the outside to get rid of the...
On the outside?
On the outside, yeah.
But not here.
Yeah, that is very true.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Mm.
Just the reality is it's just too wet. We're trying to get something in, and we need some dry, but we get about, I don't know, what do we get? 1.5 days, 2 days?
2 days max, and then we're
we
back
don't ever
to
get 2 days though, really, do we?
No, well, yesterday was a long due, wasn't it? We didn't get anything done because it was so bloody wet.
Then it rains.
No, I want that
I
one.
really dislike October drilling. Like, I really dislike October drilling. There's a reason I don't like October drilling.
October drilling's for losers, James.
October drilling's for losers, and we are losers this year. As I would say to my girls, I give them the L when they're doing something ridiculous.
But they've launched a scheme, and you've picked the best month to buy a Honda.
That's good.
Because there's several options on it.
We sold the quad bike years ago because we had one got stolen.
Yeah.
And they're one of those sort of things that people try to take.
Yeah, that's the problem. And if they know you've got one, they'll come back for it anyway.
But actually, now the issue is if we've got a slug pellet we can't get on. It is really the only thing that
That will
gets
get
fields.
on it. Yeah, correct. Yeah, and with your acreage, you need one.
Yeah.
But also, like you say, the green is you don't notice as much as a red.
No.
Do you? You know,
No.
it's not so nickable.
I like green.
Well,
have you noticed?
I did wonder. While we're talking about green, there's a nice car over here.
How do you pronounce that?
Grenadier.
Grenadier.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company? Indigo or something?
Ineos.
Ineos.
Ineos Grenadier. Yeah, there's a nice green one over there. Just your colour.
That's all
In
right.
fact, if you stand next to it,
Yeah.
it's probably a similar colour.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to drive it. It is in PX green.
Yes, it is.
I noticed. I did notice. I did notice.
Gavin probably got you one in PX
Yeah.
green.
Do you know? There's possible, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah, very, very.
So these guys move these cars in
In and out every day. Yeah.
rather than a gate.
Well, yes. Well, there is a gate, isn't there? We have to put behind the gate. Yeah, but then it looked like a prison, wouldn't it?
Wow.
To be fair, at least it's open, you know. It's better like this, to be honest.
Well, good. I'm
It's more
pleased I popped
welcoming.
in.
Yeah, no, I am, to be honest. And we'll get back to you with the prices.
Yeah. I'm going on holiday on Thursday, so I need to pay for it on my Amex card. I've got to think about my Amex card.
Is it good for the holiday?
Yes.
No, oh, yeah.
I can go that way.
I thought you were going that way. Thanks, mate.
Take care.
Nice to see you.
I went to look at a quad bike today.
We're from
Chandlers, down the road.
Corvus, Honda.
420
Honda.
Honda, yeah.
Single shock on the back or independent suspension?
Oh, you know a bit about them, do you?
Yeah.
Single shock.
No.
And I got hold of it,
No.
and I pushed down, and
Yeah.
the whole bike went down.
No.
It was no good.
No. Single shock.
Why is Michael's a single shock?
Michael's is a single shock, yeah, but they don't last very long.
Okay. Well, they had a 520 there with double shocks
Yeah,
going like that,
Independent suspension. Yeah.
and I couldn't move that.
No, they're good bikes. That's why I had where I last was, and
The problem is it's more expensive.
the only thing with a Honda I'd say about Hondas is they're bomb-proof. You put
Yeah, I
anybody-
want to stay with Honda.
they're bomb-proof, and you put anybody on them, and they know how to drive them.
Yeah. Anyway, I was surprised how expensive they were.
Yeah, they're very expensive now. Bikes are expensive altogether.
Yeah. And I really didn't want to have a bike because
No.
they've got issues, haven't they, safety-wise?
Yeah. Would you get a side-by-side instead?
Side by side?
Like a buggy?
No,
No.
too heavy.
Yeah,
The 520 was nice. I drove that.
520's nice with electronic shift.
No,
Full automatic.
no,
Manual?
manual. Oh no, that's what he was saying.
No.
Can't we have an automatic? No,
Yeah.
no, we want manual. Old school.
Manuals are good as long as people drive them properly.
Old school, that's what we
Yes.
want, Sandy. We want old school.
Manuals are good as long as people drive them properly. When you get people who sit there and ride them, clutches go very quickly in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't really want to buy a new quad bike. I wanted a second-hand one. The difficulty is that all the ones I've seen to date, they've had quite a difficult life because they've been somebody's main tractor,
Yeah.
one for a better word. And,
Yeah, they are.
I need somebody who's sort of had it on a nice arable farm but hasn't done a lot with it.
Yeah. Do the small one first.
It was in green though.
In green?
Yeah, it was in
you
green.
can get them in
Yeah,
green.
it was in green.
You can get them.
£800 retail price for new panels to take a red one into green.
£800?
Yeah, retail price. I don't know what the was
No.
net.
Bloody hell.
So that was encouraging.
Yeah.
Because then effectively it looked like a new bike, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
you don't see many of the. You don't.
No.
I've not seen many green.
Well, I mean, the
ones.
red ones stick out, don't they?
Yeah. Well, everybody sees when they see a red bike, they say Honda.
Yeah. There was a Ineos or however.
Ineos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In green.
Is there?
Rob Emmett tried to tease me that Gavin Peller got it in specially in PX green. It was a commercial.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But a commercial with a back, not a pickup.
Oh, with a closed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is no good for us because if you put the diesel in there, it'd absolutely stink you out, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would.
But it looked
It looked-
robust, but they had a very robust price.
Yeah, they do. Well, any pickup nowadays, those, you know, you look at a new Ford Ranger or a new Amarok, you know, your best part of 40 grand before you've, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well, I think these were mid 40s to 50. I'm sure that's what it said on the screen.
Well, if you
Something like that.
if you buy a well-tracked Ford Ranger now, you won't get. So that's the top spec one. I don't think you get much change at 55,000.
Well, I just keep buying these green
Yeah.
Hiluxes.
We need to try and find some old. Well, when SSE start pushing some of theirs out, try and find
The
the
electric
newest.
company.
Yeah.
Why? Do they have some green ones?
No, but you get a white one and just wrap it.
Oh yeah, but wrapping's more than you think.
Yeah, it's more than you think, but the resale value of a white one would be.
This seems very appropriate for horse women.
How do you think they get to work? So, and then we've got clothing all there, obviously, clothing all down there. And then as you get back here, you've got all the still stuff and then the parts for, you know, tractors, machines, ag part sales, all, you know, nuts, bolts, screws, that side of it.
Yeah.
But it's all the, Grandad. You didn't, do you? And then, obviously, then we get all the Milwaukee
Now we're
stuff
getting
down
to the
this side.
interesting bit.
And this is when you said about where's it all kept. So this is behind the scenes. So you can see the stock that they keep.
Loads of it.
Yeah. So that's why there's no need to make the shop bigger. Advertise with a few, and then this is what you've got.
It's all above as well.
Yeah. So we can keep, and then there's all stores above that side as well. And
Yeah.
so it's.
So it's a big business, this country store.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good, and that's just one of them.
Horses frighten me now.
Yeah. They always have me.
In Chandler's country shop, they sell brooms, the old-fashioned witches' brooms.
Yeah. Yeah, you still do get a lot of people using them.
Horsewomen.
Yeah.
Why do you think a horsewoman would want an old-fashioned witch's broom?
Well, no comment, James.
I'm just thinking about my head torch. I remember a few years ago, Tom Hawthorne sent me a message when I was in my crawler drilling, and I had this Madonna headset on that used to come around here. And he saw a picture of me wearing this Madonna headset, and he said it made his day. He thought it was one of the funniest things he'd ever seen. I want to find that. It was a very good headset. Anyway, maybe my head torch idea will catch on. Did you see Liz Hurley was 59 yesterday?
No.
Yeah. Well, she still looks as wonderful as she did when she was 30. But, Alexandra's not very impressed with my fascination with Liz Hurley.
Yeah. And
She is a farmer,
safety,
though.
Safety pins.
Actually, you might look after her down that way. Haven't you got a dealership down there?
Whereabouts does she live?
She's down in the Cotswolds.
Have you got a phone number and address?
If I had her phone number and address, I wouldn't be here.
You can now,
Mind
the only
you,
one
though,
that could be in
if
trouble
you
with their
need
wives.
a demo driver, I'm your man. I'll put the Chandlers outfit on.
We've got a depot in the Cotswolds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go then. Well, if you strike gold, let me know. Yeah. I don't think I could wear her bathing suits, I'm afraid. I don't have the body for it. But you've lost a lot of weight.
Thanks, James. Yes.
Yeah.
The camera adds £20.
Everybody around me is losing weight, apart me, and I'm supposed to be the only one on the diet. And Michael walked in this morning, he said, and he's looking quite trim, and I was quite surprised. And he said, "Oh, can you tell? It's all gone in his face." And I said, "Well, what are you?" He said, 14.8. I said, "What are you?" I said, 15.2. He said, "You've gone up, haven't you?" I said, "I have, I've gone up."
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the Maltesers. But I did give in and have 2 cans of Diet Coke today, and I hadn't had any outside of that, but so I had a moment of weakness. Anyway, more sensibly. So, Gavin Pell from Chandlers, family, just give me a brief update on the family that started this 1935.
Yeah,
And
1935, yeah.
and it was 3 people who got together, is that right?
That's right. It was a senior partner was Des Chandler.
Yeah.
He was the it's
And
actually-
that's where the name comes
It was
from.
his business. Yeah. My grandfather Joe Pell.
Yeah.
And one of his friends at school, Tom Corn. They all went to school in Plunga in Vale of Beaver. They were quite junior to Des, but a small village primary school, all in the same classroom. And my grandfather Joe went to work for Des Chandler in 1935.
And he was what, in his early 20s?
Yes, he would have been. Yeah, born in
And Des
1930.
Chandler would have been how old?
5, 6 years older. Yeah.
And doing chickens?
Yeah, he was a poultry farmer from in the Vale of Beaver, and he was building sectional wood chicken sheds, sort of big
Okay.
industrial size scale
Okay.
ones.
And this is on the back of World War One, that they went into industrial, or just agriculture progressed?
I guess it was in the Depression years, sort of
Okay.
pre-World War II. And,
Yeah.
he was manufacturing big sectional wooden chicken sheds, and he was wanting a new location to ship them from. They were in a very rural location near to Plunga, I think a place called Austin. And transport links were not good in those days from there. And he bought out of bankruptcy a business that was in Westgate in Grantham,
Yeah.
just near the cattle market and near the sidings to these.
And that was an old ironmongery?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was and that generated a demand. And my grandfather was an ironmonger's apprentice in Melton Mowbray,
Crumbs.
and Des recruited him and said, "Oh, Joe, come over." And he'd been served by my grandfather in the shop here buying his nails and his hardware for building his wood sheds. And he'd said to Joe, "Oh, you seem to know your trade. Come over and I bought an ironmonger shop. Come and run my ironmonger shop for me in Grantham." And he did.
And he was a young man, so he saw talent in him.
Yeah, it was good. And so
And that was only your grandfather?
it was another chap, Tom Corn, joined him in business. They were all together at primary school, at school.
Crumbs.
And and they both worked for him initially, and then sobering times during the Second World War, and Des made them both partners after the World War II, and in respect of I think the fact they'd come through the war together.
And what were you selling in World War II?
Well, just prior to World War II, my grandfather was interested in mechanisation of farming. He was there busy working with people near the livestock market in Grantham, and people were asking for all sorts of implements and equipment.
Yeah.
And he'd taken on the franchise with Massey Harris,
Yeah.
which was, and then we supplied that during the war years, as well as distributing, I have to say at that stage, what was a wide range of anything and everything that anybody could get hold of. We weren't quite as partisan in those days to one franchise or another. It was needs must, and so we supplied a wide range of equipment in those years.
Or any kind of make, so Ferguson?
Yeah, anything I suppose in those days.
Yeah.
Lots of it coming across from America, of course, with the war ag effort. So he became partner in the business. My grandfather did, along with Tom. And then Des retired from the business in 1957. So,
okay. And Tom, is that side of the family still involved?
Tom Corn carried on with the business with my grandfather for a lot of years until my father took over the business in 1983.
Yeah.
And that stage there were 2 really quite large growing families, Tom's family and my father's family, and they decided at that stage they'd separate into 2 businesses, one selling farm fuels, Chandlers Oil and Gas.
Oh, of course I use them.
Which have been
They look after us up here.
Yeah. They'd been long-standing business, and we carried
So
on.
that's why the same name.
That's why the same name, and so
Okay, because they originally came out of the same stable.
correct 2 Chandlers businesses.
Okay.
And we carried on both with the same same name, and my father carried on running the farm machinery business. With
And
my-
then you
with
had
my
one
grandfather.
dealership here
I was originally in Grantham.
in Grantham.
Yep.
But how many have you got now?
17. So we've
And-
grown a
and
bit over the years.
So you've had a recent expansion, haven't you?
Correct.
So what you've suddenly went into the Fens, because that side of the country is Fen, isn't it? And going up into Lincolnshire.
That way.
Oh, is it that way? Is it? Sorry, I was sort of thinking
Yeah.
it was that way. Okay, that
North
way.
Yeah.
So you got the A1 just over, one side over here, and that gave you a very good route up and down.
Yeah.
And now you've moved over into the West Country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great opportunity for us in the last few years. But yeah, my father started expanding in the 1970s with my grandfather, and we took over a tractor business called West Tractors, who historically had been Ferguson agents. We were obviously the Massey Harris side, and then sort of surprisingly it had all come together as Massey Ferguson became an entity joined up Massey Harris and Ferguson come together in the late 50s. And then more latterly, as mentioned, Fens, we took over a tractor business called Boston Tractors in 2000, just sort of prior to my involvement in the business, although I was a small youth around the place and causing a nuisance. But
short trousers.
and getting to know what the job was. And then, latterly, we've had a great opportunity to expand into the western areas of the country, and been great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been involved with you, which must be 6-7 years, because you effectively moved down to Cambridge, and then I actually ended up moving up to a farm here. I think we're going into our 7th year. So actually, you now service our business, and we moved really to your brand of machinery. So we went into the Fent, because everywhere we farm now, you actually have a dealership.
It's worked out well, and if you want
It has.
If
I go to the West Country, you can look after me there.
Well geared up to look after you. Oxfordshire, James is nice, and
I'm not sure they're ready for me in Oxfordshire. But no, I mean, for our point of view, as a business, we've got the Fent crawlers, and there's 3 of those. We've got obviously the 4 Fent tractors, and because we don't actually have a lot of tractors in proportionally per acre, it's absolutely key for us, isn't it? We're with the right dealership, and we are running. And if we break down, either you're kind enough, because you're now a big dealership, you can find me another tractor of similar ilk, or you can turn around and get them done.
Oh, it's crucial. We recognise the importance of your uptime. I have to say that the introduction of Challenger, as it was, that you've been a long-standing user of, with the Cat Challengers, was a tremendous thing for our business, and the ethos behind the Challenger team, as it was that we recognise that it's the prime mover on everybody's farm. It was at the time the largest tractor you could buy, near enough, alongside one or two other similar, but a large prime mover. And if it stopped, everything stopped. And this sort of whole ethos from the early 2000s that we got instilled with, which was a great team running Challenger at that time, and backed that up to keep the product running, keep the customer working, crucially important, and that. That's been something
that's carried on. I mean, that's why we've stayed with the brand. I mean, Martin Hamer, he was originally Challenger.
Correct.
And that's how I first met him.
Yep.
And the Challenger which you bought, I did look around to see if it was here.
Oh, yeah.
That was a sad day for me, when that one disappeared. It was a sad day for me, but I don't know where you've hidden it. But I haven't got it on a track. Oh no, it's still got a tracker on it. I better get the tracker took off so I could actually look to see where you put it.
Yeah. I think
I'd forgotten about that. It's not in
Hull.
Bulgaria or somewhere.
It should be at Holbeach.
Oh, Holbeach, okay. Yeah, because that's where, I think the last one, where did you send the last one to? It went somewhere like that, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. I think it might have gone out to either Poland or...
I always said I'd get buried in this one.
Ah.
And so, obviously, I'm not ready to go just yet.
I was going to say, hold on a bit, James. It's too early.
Too early. Well, just keep track of where it is, because I might want it back.
Visit it.
You just got to dig me a big hole. I bet you sell me a digger as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, if it gets too close to Ukraine,
that is true. Yeah. I bet that's where it does go.
Could well do. Lots of go that way.
Yeah. No, it's a good tool for that. So so we popped here. We're looking to see if we can find a quad bike or something like that. And I think you've got some over here you're going to show me. And I don't think you'll let me go before I spend some money, will you?
Well, try not to.
But we're very pleased with 1167.
Great.
Glyn is totally in love with it and very upset at the moment that we're not drilling.
Yeah.
It's sat there under a lean-to, ready to go.
I know, and I have to say, you've seen the generation of the product evolve, having run the first of the green MTs and now running this one. But I have to say, it's
chalk and cheese.
Whilst they look similar from the outside to the uninitiated, I mean, there's been a big generational change, and
we were surprised.
Yeah, how far they stepped on.
I didn't have a demonstration before show really any much interest until this one came, and I got in it and I had a go on it, and I was absolutely blown away by the difference.
The Vario suits the tracks well.
I hope it's got the longevity and it's got the reliability, because of course it's so new to me. I haven't had enough time to see how the reliability part is, because there is a bit of change with the Vario gearbox and a lot of other things. It is very Fent now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, I have to say though, the combination of the excellent Cat Challenger design originally, combined with the Fent, heritage for producing high quality, well engineered product. I mean, it's a marriage made in heaven, really. It's been good, and
No, I'm looking forward to it.
I think there'll be one or two more people who adopted Challenger crawlers.
Might come back.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They've been very long.
I think the drivers of those type of size machines will be blown away. Now,
Nice to hear.
another question for you. Training. You've got a training centre, haven't you? Or Fent have?
Yeah, we've got a training.
Or is it an AGCO?
Yeah, AGCO have a training facility at Stoneleigh at their headquarters.
Do you think that we could go and have a look in the winter when we've got the drilling done or whatever? Because I'd quite like to see how the new are being trained to come into the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. The training of the next generation of people coming to the business is absolutely
Key.
right at the front of our interest. We've got our own academy. We have our own academy manager, a chap called Andrew Sylvester, who runs that for us very, very capably. A land-based engineer, tutor, qualified teaching tutor for that, and he manages our academy, which works hand in hand with the AGCO apprenticeship scheme. Our technicians head across to Stoneleigh for product training in their training centre, and also work with Morton Morrell and Rhizome colleges. Yeah, massive part of our industry, and something we're very passionate about.
Yeah, I'd like to go and see. I'd like to go and see, because we met Hugo, who we met him when we were sorting out the crawler and whatever, getting it going, and he's one of your apprentices that comes down to the Shefford branch, so he goes to Morton Morrell from memory. I quite like to see that set up, because if we don't have these young people coming into the industry and we don't have vibrant, people of interest, then we've all got a problem.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Can't keep buying big, expensive machines if I haven't got someone to fix them, or enthusiastic people to come in.
Yeah, service is a key, isn't it? We recognise that, and our teams,
because we're middle-aged,
definitely.
We're
middle-aged.
Alexandra keeps telling me I'm middle-aged.
I can confidently say that I feel middle-aged.
You've lost weight.
I'd always thought I was one of the younger ones, and I went to a meeting.
You looked around the room.
Some dealers, and I established that I was the oldest person.
You haven't got grey though, and unless you're dyeing it. Are you dyeing it?
No, I've got most of
sure?
I've got all my own hair.
Because I had a haircut today, and it was falling down upon me, and I was looking down and I was thinking, this isn't going well. This has been a stressful harvest.
Well, yes, a friend of mine a few years ago decided that we were all getting a bit fat, and so we were on a bit of a mission the same. So I've run a couple of marathons, and I'm off to New York tomorrow.
Well, I did ring you the other day, and you were panting down the phone, and I said I'll speak to you later.
Yeah, I'm just on the treadmill, James. Is it really important?
Yeah. I said, you do the listening, I'll do the talking. Right, good. 18th of October, it's just gone 7:15, sorry. And the bean drill's back in Cambridge, finished the beans in Bedford. Henry's done a great job there. He's got one field of 48 hectares to do here. Got GPS problems at the moment for whatever reason. The signal keeps constantly dropping out. They're trying multiple base stations. They haven't found the solution yet, which unfortunately with the weather forecast for rain tonight, that's the last thing we needed. That's a real big distraction, stopping us from getting on. Will Lawton came out from Horseshoe K to see Glyn today on the 12 metre, just making sure that we got that running well. Just spoke to Glyn, he's getting on a lot better, making some progress. Graham's up there as well with the power drill, 6 metre Horse KR, and that's doing well. He's on his second field, not getting big numbers at the moment with the conditions. Can't start early because of the damp, terribly damp. Kieran's back here in Cambridge spraying Roundup. He's knocking fields out now to basically get everything sprayed, try and get all the volunteers killed off, including the mustard and the various different crops which are growing, which we need to get killed off in time for us to drill. Sandy's back with the drill, couldn't actually drill today because it only been sprayed today, so we're waiting for tomorrow. Got rain forecast at 12 o'clock. I'm not actually sure how much, but fingers crossed not a lot, because it's just starting on the edge of letting us run. And Freddie's up doing the seed in Lincolnshire, and can't remember my own staff's name. Isn't that terrible? Raymond. He is doing the seed down here in Cambridge. So that means we're now managing to run in multiple different places, which is good. And Simon's happy because Raymond cleaned the workshop today for him. So Simon, to celebrate that's cleaned his van. So that's good news. And we've got all the footings now finished. Chris and the team on the building side, they've got all the footings done. So they're going to come next week and start putting the steel work up. So that'll be quite nice to see that happening. So fingers crossed for the drilling. Some questions have come through. 6 metre power how does work in the controlled traffic. We work in the multiples of 3, so 3, 6, 12, 24, 36. So we have to run some 3 metre subsoilers, 6 metre for the mould drain around another subsoiler as well as this drill. And then the other stuff is obviously then on 12 metres, including the combines. Lorries, they aren't doing straw at the moment. They power stations collecting the straw, and we are busy moving grain to mills, etc. And also collecting from ports where wheat is being imported into the country. Just to put a perspective on that, I'm told that the wheat imported typically last year was about 150,000 tonnes, and we're already at 480,000 tonnes. So that just goes to show the level of import which is happening currently into the UK. Tacky conditions with the drills, yeah, it's very trying, very tricky. Spent a lot of time. Yesterday was a bit desperate. In and out of the cab. Glenn's getting in and out of the cab, having to clean the wheels off constantly. Flint, yes, he is about. I don't know where he is actually. I've not seen much of him today. He's obviously in hiding. He's obviously staying inside where it's warmer. And thanks ever so much again for all your support and asking the questions. And hopefully the weather isn't poor tonight and we get to get a bit more done. And appreciate everybody that subscribes and all the kind comments. Wish you well. Graham's just sent me a WhatsApp. He is a bit like our resident weatherman, and of rain coming across the front of the bonnet of his tractor, which is less than ideal actually, because things were just starting to come right, and he's managing to run with power. Well, that's a pretty good indication that we're going to be able to start drilling. And if we could have got another day or so without this blasted rain, the beams would have been finished. And I think Glyn would be pleased to get out of one block into the second block, because then you can see the ability to finish there and get home. So fingers crossed that's a passing storm and it goes away. Oh, and by the way, Graham's in Lincolnshire, not Bedford. I made a mistake.